I'm Louisville.
Court is in session. Clause number 330898, case is styled the State of Texas versus Walter J. Sims. We have Mr. Walter J. Sims, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Sims, is that your full name, Walter J. Sims?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sims, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Sims, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sims, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Sims?
I'm good.
That's good. Mr. Sims, you are here represented by your attorney, Attorney Jack Lawrence, who is also appearing via Zoom. Mr. Lawrence, how are you doing?
Just fine, Your Honor.
Mr. Lawrence, do you waive a record in Mr. Sims' case?
Yes.
Mr. Sims, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information alleges that on or about August 22nd of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of unlawfully carrying a weapon. Mr. Sims, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Sims, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Sims, are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sims, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials WS that are on a line next to a box that's checked nolo contendere, which means no contest. Mr. Sims, did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sims, on the next page of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. Sims, did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
On the next document that is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, Mr. Sims, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. Sims, did you also sign your name on this document?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sims, at the top of this same document, there are two boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And the second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sims, did you sign a document out there that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Sims, before you sign and initial these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Lawrence, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sims, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibits Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and also have State's Exhibit Number 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file. Mr. Coleman, does the state offer State's Exhibits Number 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor. State offer states 1 and 2.
Any objections, Mr. Lawrence?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objections. State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Lawrence, you've advised in counsel, Mr. Sims, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Oh, no, not at all, Your Honor.
Mr. Sims, your attorney, Mr. Lawrence, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sims, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for the defendant's plea in this case, the state is recommending confinement in the Jefferson County Jail for a period of 90 days. We are recommending and not opposed to the court giving the defendant credit for any time that he has spent in an intermediary sanctioned facility thus far pursuant to Chapter 42.03 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. Also, as part of our agreement, the defendant is agreeing to forfeit a weapon 140 caliber Smith & Wesson M&P handgun bearing serial number JHF8930, Judge.
Okay. Now, Mr. Sims, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You will be given credit for any time that you are entitled to get by law. And pursuant to Article 42.03, Section 2A, you will be given credit for any time that you have spent in a substance abuse treatment facility operated by the Texas Department of Criminal Justice under Section 493.009 of the Government Code. And Mr. Sims, the court cost in this case is $327. Mr. Sims, will you be able to pay the $327?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Sims, you will also be forfeiting the weapon in this case in cause number 330898. Mr. Sims, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sims, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Sims, please follow the bailiff. This will conclude your case, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, before we move on to the next plea, can I be excused for about 5 minutes?
Okay, the court will be in